Well, 2021 was a deadly year for police officers in the United States. According to preliminary FBI data, 73 officers were killed intentionally, up from 46 in 2020, and the highest number of line-of-duty deaths in over 20 years, aside from 9/11. Joining me now, Brewer Group CEO and former NFL player Jack Brewer. Jack, these are startling statistics. If you actually look, we can show you the attacks on law enforcement. 33 ambush and unprovoked officer killings in 2021 compared to 11 in 2020. Why are we seeing these tragic numbers, and what do we do?
This is really sad. You know, I serve on the board of the Federal Enforcement Homeland Security Foundation, and we give grants to families who have fallen officers and enforcement officers, and we've seen this spike, and it's sad, especially when the culture has changed around us. I mean, this is starting from our elementary schools all the way through our prisons. The approach, the rehabilitation, the respect for law enforcement is just not taught to kids like it used to be. And we have a real crisis going on in our country. You see it. You see it with police officers. You see it with these smash and grabs. You see it with the spike in shootings and homicides in these inner city areas. And at some point, we have to take a step back and understand that you cannot promote and push liberal policies and create a culture, one, that doesn't respect law enforcement officers, but two, that doesn't respect authority in general. And that's really what we're seeing take place across our nation right now.
Jack, just a few blocks down the street from me and down the street from Capitol Hill, the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Wall. These officers' names will be on that wall. Do you believe that really both sides, Republicans and Democrats, need to take a different tact?
100%. We have to. It's just not right. You know, law enforcement agencies across this nation are having a difficult time hiring. People don't want to go into the industry anymore. Police officers understand that they're not respected the same way, and it's going to have a direct reflect on our communities, which it already is. When you're having 100, 200% spikes in violent crimes across our nation in certain cities, we know that we've approached this wrong. And so Republican or Democrat, we got to come together right now, because a lawless nation is a nation that's failing, and we just cannot continue to accept this. And it does start with policy. It starts with getting back to law and order and demanding respect for our law enforcement, changing the way we speak about law enforcement officers, whether it's the rappers or the singers or the entertainers that go out and want to talk about police officers as if they're the enemy. We got to get back to reality in this nation again.
I want to change gears just a little bit with you while we have you, Jack, and that is, let's talk about the transgender swimmer, Lia Thomas, at the University of Pennsylvania, now likening herself to Jackie Robinson. Now, according to one of her teammates, who said she laughs about it and mocks the situation, instead of caring or showing that she cares about what she's doing or what she's doing to her teammates. She's not sympathetic or empathetic at all. As we know, Thomas has been demolishing swimming records. Is she the Jackie Robinson of transgender sports?
Well, he was born as Will, and that's what I'll call him. This is another reflection of the left's attempt to take away masculinity, the left's attempt to take away really reality. This is a mental health issue. I think this young man has a mental health issue. I think a lot of people who don't understand their identity have a mental health issue. For you to disrespect someone like Jackie Robinson and his accomplishments that he went through. African Americans were enslaved in this nation, had to go through segregation and Jim Crow and so many other things. And for you to compare yourself to Jackie Robinson shows you that he really is mentally ill. We need to pray for him, and we need to pray for this nation right now, because we're promoting and pushing this gender identity upon our children, and it must stop. It must end. This is absolutely ridiculous, and in my house, his name is Will.
Well, and regardless about how anyone feels about it, the NCAA will be reviewing this situation later this week. Jack Brewer, thank you very much.
God bless you, Greg.